Hello, my name is Cassie Miguel, and this is my final major project presentation for my end of year game course. So we got given the brief by Distinct Studios with the rating, the age rating, PEGI 16. And the theme of the game would be dimensions. So there's two ways we can pursue dimensions. We can do the physics side, or we can do the philosophical side. The physics side has to do more with maths and dimensions where you see it in shapes, to do things like perspectives. So we got 0-point perspective, which is a point. We got one point perspective, which is a line. We got 2-point perspective, which is a plane. 3-point perspective, which is a 3D space. 4-point perspective, which is a space and time. And we got 5D, and then that just goes higher, which is like higher dimensions. We also can go through philosophical and metaphorical ways, such as things like parallel universe, alternative realities, things like subconsciousness and like dreams, things like that. So here's some of my inspirations for this project. These were some of the media I consumed to get some of the ideas that I'll present. Here we have Alice in Wonderland, we have Superliminal, really cool game and stuff. So my first idea is, I got it from talking to a teacher, and we were talking about how would you make a different dimension game that hasn't been made, and he offered an idea where he offered a story where you met this girl, and you tell her that you have a car, but you actually don't. So now you have to talk to your scientist friend, and he tells you that he has a new invention, and this invention is a portal machine that teleports you to different dimensions, where you gotta grab different car parts and different materials to build up your car to take your crush in a car ride. The mechanics of this game, I wanted to do the dimension variations and puzzles. So with that, I kind of wanted to like every dimension that he wants to go, there would be different. It would be kind of different. So let's say, for example, one dimension there would be a change in gravity that would affect a mechanic of, let's say, parkour, or a mechanic such as parkour. I wanted to add some combat mechanics to it, maybe some dimensions that have some enemies that you have to defeat to get past. And also, I wanted to make it adventure, so you have to look for the right thing. So you have to walk around each dimension, look around, and then explore the world. For my second idea, I wanted to do something more fight-based. So in a futuristic utopian world, humans discover dimensions, and in these dimensions, they manage to travel through and connect with people from each dimension. Now, each year, there's a huge fighting tournament, where each dimension puts up one of the fighters to fight, and then see basically who's the winner, who's the strongest dimension. For this mechanic, I wanted to do something. So for this mechanic, I wanted to do something more of, you first land in a world where you have to gather materials and gather weapons and equipment. Then you get teleported to a fine arena a fine arena in each dimension, where you have to fight every opponent from each dimension. For this game, for this idea, I wanted to do inventory system where you could just carry out your equipments, change it, and then change armors. I want to do a combat system where it's not. I want to do like a combat system for the game, but I wanted to have like more parry based and more like mechanical kind of. and also a crafting system to craft different materials that you gather from different dimensions. You can craft different weapons. For my third idea is the dimension monster attack idea, where one day a group of kids that were doing a science experiments mix different different materials together and accidentally create a portal that leads to creatures coming out and attacking like our world. And you play as the head of the defense system for the America, where you have in this game in America, yeah. In this game you have to basically defend and try to stop the creatures taking over the world basically. For the mechanics, I wanted to do something more top down, 3D top down, like one of the inspirations I got was Civ 7. So you have to kind of gather resources, manage the troops, and then defend each area with where the monsters are. So I want to have some resource management, things like metal or like oil to like build machines and stuff. I want to have a skill tree where you can learn more different machines and learn how like different works to like defeat different type of monsters. Also wanted to make it turn based, so every time you make a turn, the enemy will make a turn, and then vice versa. For my final idea decision, I wanted to go with the idea number 1, where because I feel like that's one of the most fun ideas I wanted to work on, and one of the one of the ideas that leaves a lot of like my choice of design, where I can design every dimension how I want it to be, and then think about lots of mechanics that could add that could make it fun and different. I feel like it's a unique idea because I haven't seen many games that have the same story and the same kind of narrative. And that was my idea. Things that I need to consider, things that will go well, is that I'll be making the game in Unreal, where I had last time I made the game in Unreal, I had lots of fun and I learned a lot, and I feel like it's the easiest software to use. I feel like it's faster. It's faster to make games. It's faster to learn as well, and what I need to make sure I double down mostly is the time management, where I need to set clear times to do each bit. I need to make sure I do design the dimension research a lot for each dimension, because I don't want it to be too generic, and it has to be kind of different. So to look, what could slow me down? Things that could slow me down maybe would be the lack of equipment. So for example, I can't run a Unreal Engine in my house, so we have to come to school and then double down in in 3 days and stuff to do work in school. This is my presentation. Do you guys have any questions?
Okay, thank you, Cassio. That was good. And does anyone want to start with a question, or shall I? Anyone have any questions? Yeah? No? Okay, so going back to the idea you've chosen, which is idea number 1, it sounds to me that it's more of an adventure game than a driving game, isn't it? So the driving, is it the reward at the end, or does it kind of turn into a driving game halfway through the game, or how much driving will there actually be in the game? How much racing? How much driving?
I don't think there will be driving. I think the most of the driving you see will probably be at the end, like a cutscene where you see them going off when you get it. I
see.
And
so it's more
adventure.
Third person or first person?
First person.
First person adventure game. Okay. Do you think there are any similar games to what you're proposing?
I did some research, but I couldn't really find a game where you have to build a car. some games I found, most of the games I found was like car simulating, building